Hi, everybody. Before we get to another great interview, the Two Opinionated podcast could really use your help. And it's easy, it's free. IMDb, which is the entertainment database, imdb.com, named us a top 100 podcast. We came in at number 82. That's a big deal because there's 15 million podcasts and growing. So to be named to anybody's top 100 list, pretty big deal for us. And the way you can help is to go to imdb.com, look up the Two Opinionated podcast, and that's it. Just bringing our page up. That traffic really helps us out. Our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. All we ask is that you subscribe. It's also free, but that really helps us to attract these amazing guests that we keep bringing on the program. And that's it. Two easy ways for you to support us, and we would really appreciate the help. Now let's get to that interview. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Two Opinionated. I'm so excited today. I get to talk with actor Mohamed Karim. So welcome, Mohamed.
Thank you so much, Michael. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to talk with you. I know you're making headway in Hollywood. You're already a big deal in Egypt.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying my best. It's when you live in a dream, you just want to go for it, and it just feels good that you've been planning for a lot of years, and then finally you're trying to, uh, you know, you're seeing a little bit of what you've been dreaming for.
That's right. That's right. Well, let's talk a little bit about that. Tell me a little bit about your background. What made you decide to go into the entertainment business? That's such a difficult business. I'm sure it's just as difficult in Egypt as it is here. So, what kind of led you to that?
It's been a dream for me for since I was a little kid. I was like,
Yeah,
I've been watching like plays and movies and series and all that. But I come from a medical background. My whole family are doctors, so that kind of field was totally like way away from me. Like we hadn't had anybody in the family or friends or even neighbor, nothing. So I wanted to do something for myself. I always felt related to the show business and being an actor. Um, I started when I was little, um, just doing little plays and stuff, and then I moved here to LA when I was, I think, 16 for my last year in high school, and I started, my senior year, and that was my the beginning of the craziness when it all when it all started, man. It was really tough. I didn't know what did I put myself into, and I just tried to. Do you know when somebody just push you and you have to swim, and I just had to
that's right.
swim.
Hey, that's how I learned to swim. We've got a local football coach that has been teaching swimming lessons for, I don't know, 50, 60 years. And that's his method. He just tosses you in.
You just have to. You want to live.
Yeah. I mean, it does work. It's terrifying, but it does work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But for me, it was like totally like, different world, different country, different everything. I just had to learn the whole process, the language, and
Yeah.
just everything. And since I got to LA, I started, walking down the Walk of Fame and Hollywood and all that, and just checking out what's going on. And then I just felt like I pretty much related to here, man. I want to do what I love, which is cinema. But I knew it was really hard just to hey, I'm from Egypt. I want to get into the
Right.
show. No, it's not gonna work. So I knew it's a very long journey, and I just have to find my way into this. So I decided when I finished when I finished high school, I went back to Egypt for medical school,
Yeah.
and I started my studies and everything. But I had a sort of like a plan in terms of like try to break through first in Egypt, see how it goes, and then when you do that, now we have a proof of concept. So at least
Right.
you prove to yourself that you can do it. And that was it, man. I went back, and while I was doing my in school and studies and hospitals and all that, I started to doing a little bit of roles like in films and series.
Yeah.
And in pretty short time, I started doing lead roles and stuff in Egypt, and it just worked. And then from there, I started taking all my movies that I do to worldwide for film festivals and stuff, right? But I never quit coming back and forth to LA and taking, those classes and acting classes and all that until I felt it's the right time to after I had a lot of, movies and series and stuff. I thought, you know what, this is the right time. Let's do the transition. Let's do give it a shot. And everybody thought I'm crazy, after you be successful in doing a lot of things in that part of the region.
Yeah.
You just
Well, how did your family of doctors take you moving to acting from the
they thought I'm
medical profession?
crazy. I gave them what they wanted, to be honest with you. Like I from the beginning, like from first year medical school, I already got accepted, so I'm already in medicine, right? So
Right.
I already delivered sort of like what they wanted me to do. And actually I wanted to be a doctor too, to be honest. It's not like they forced me or anything like that.
Right.
No, I thought it's really, really cool. It's just like when you find something that you really love versus see something that you like. So what I love was the art. What I love was movies and the entertainment business. And it kind of like just took over.
Yeah. Well, once
And
you find your thing, it's a very easy choice.
yeah, yeah. It
You
wasn't it
just have to
wasn't,
find the thing.
I wish it was easy for me. It was really hard because medical school, it's like 10 years of your life,
Yeah. Yeah, I've
you know?
got a niece that's in her residency right now,
Yeah.
so I'm kind of living that through her.
Yeah, yeah. And it's just it was really hard decision, man. I couldn't take the decisions like, okay, I'm stopping the medical field and then switching. It was really there was like that transition sort of like,
Well, it had
slowly,
to be
but
scary,
yeah, yeah,
because you're given you're secure in the medical profession.
yeah.
You're giving that up for something that is not very secure.
That's the craziness of this business, man. You just taking risks, and I'm a sort of like a risk taker,
Yeah.
and I just felt like you only gonna live once, and you're doing something you love. Let's see. And I kind of like said, you know what? Let's give it like 5, 6 years and see what's going on. And I'm thankful that it just worked. I hit my first feature after so many struggles and so many
That had to
obstacles.
be a great feeling when that first one hits.
Yeah, yeah, you have no idea. It just like proves to yourself for your people. But okay, everybody was like, "What are you doing over there, man? Like, why are you turning down all these offers for movies and series in Arabic over there?" And he just like, "So where's your work?" People start asking. Like, I have like fan base and all that. I like it asking me on social media and stuff, and I was like, and you get like a lot of like that moment that you kind of like start to doubt, like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so am I doing the right thing? What am I doing? To just go back and start working and get back, or you know what, maybe I should be a doctor back again. So all of these crazy thoughts just comes to your mind, and you feel like maybe they're right, man. Like like people are right, or like or me, I have no idea until you started getting something.
That's right.
Right. So my first movie, Escort to Settle, opposite Nicolas Cage and Benjamin Bratt. I think that was my breakthrough, my first thing. We shot that movie in Canada. I was so extremely happy when that happened because it kind of like gave you, you know what? No, stay there. You're doing the right thing. Continue doing what you're doing.
That's right.
And
Well,
then,
that's a great movie.
yeah, thank
And
you.
it's anytime you can work with Nick Cage, and I know you've got to work with him a couple of times.
Yeah,
And Benjamin Bratt, terrific actor. So
yeah, I love it.
for your first film here in the States, that's not terrible.
Yeah, yeah, and the fact that I get the chance to do number one non-stereotype role, which is odd in our industry because usually it's like where your ethnicity kind of like put you in that mold, sort of like you need to do these type of roles, or you come originally from that background, so you need to. If you're Italian, you need to do this. If you're
Right.
Hispanic, or if you're Russian, or if you're
You
Middle
get a
East.
little typecast that way.
Million percent. And I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to be typecast. I didn't want to do these stupid roles, man. Like, like being bad guy just for no reason, and you don't know what you're doing and blowing
Well, there's
yourself
not
up.
a whole lot of depth in those roles.
No,
We've seen that how many times, there's
exactly.
nothing unique about it.
Yeah, and I don't want to, portray myself or like misrepresent, my community or the people that
Yeah.
been cheering up for me or like being supportive for all these years. And all of a sudden, my first role is talking shit about my people. Like, I didn't want to be part of that. Definitely, I didn't want to do that. And I'm glad that it was a lead role. I was like, head to head with Nick Cage and Benjamin Bratt, and I'm glad. And we're like one mob, and it's like either I kill him or he kills me. So we're like chasing each other like the whole
Yeah.
movie. And I love the scenes, man. And
Well, yeah, the
that,
action in that movie was really good. Really good.
when I was reading, to be honest with you, Michael, when I was like reading the script, and I saw like those 10 scenes with Nick, and what am I doing? I'm like lifting him up, throwing him, doing the shit. I was like, what? Wait. Should be, maybe the names are wrong. Maybe they're going to switch the names. I need to make sure that this is exactly what's going to happen. And it just happened. I had an amazing time shooting this movie. And I'm glad that first of all, I had that film being screened in Cannes Film Festival, and that was a big
Yeah.
deal. And then I toured with that film all over the Middle East. I took it to Dubai. I took it to Egypt. I
Amazing.
was one of I think that the first one ever that did the film premiere in Saudi Arabia. So that was a pretty cool experience.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
That's pretty great. Did you do like when you were in high school, did you do theater and stuff? Is that where the acting kind of bug started, or was it earlier than that?
I think I did couple when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Not in LA, but back in Egypt. I did that, and I loved it. And maybe that was like that little kid that wants attention. I have no idea, but I knew for a fact that I love this stage. I want to do acting, and I used to improvise a lot. I used to
Yeah.
copy all these scenes from well-known movies that we used to watch, and just do the character when I was little. And my mom was like looking at me. I was like, "What's going on?" you know and that's what all started, man. And when
That's
I
awesome.
finished A Script to Settle, I was like really excited to show my guys over there the movie and all that. And here, of course, we had a very big premiere in LA. And then I was like, okay, so what's the next step? So I wanted to work more and more and more. So that where I hit the second big movie, which was A Day to Die. I Did It Die.
Oh yeah, Day to Die. Yeah, of course. Bruce Willis.
Yeah, I was glad to work with this legend, man. One of his last movies, and it was me, him. Glad to work with a great actor, Frank Grillo and Kevin Dillon, uh, who are really good friends now. And we had an amazing time. We shot that movie in Jackson, Mississippi. The beauty here is traveling across the U.S. and checking out all these beautiful locations that we have in the country, man. And the beautiful people that really welcome you, wanted you to come and shoot the more stuff in their city. So I had an amazing time shooting that movie over there, and they were really professional. And it was just another great lead role, non-stereotype role, not typecast. And the cool thing, I get to play a good guy, which is odd. It's not it's not a normal thing,
I
Michael.
thought you
Let me
made a very good guy. That wasn't
oh
it wasn't hard to believe for me.
yeah, thank you. Thank you. So I was, playing Detective Reynolds, and his boss was Bruce Willis, and I had that suspicious sort of like feeling that there's something's off happening with my boss, that he's not like there's witnesses are being, disappearing and like getting killed and all that. And it just didn't feel right until I started doing my own investigation and like telling my other bosses that there's something wrong, that they don't listen to me until I proved my point. And I got him, and I put my boss in jail, and it was a great movie. I just like I loved, and I give her credit for Wes Miller, my film director for I Did Die, and Andrew Ben, who's the film producer.
Yep.
They believed in me, and I really thank him for that experience, and I'm looking forward to work more with them.
Yeah. Well, and it it's like a bucket list item because now you kind of check that off because it's Bruce Willis where he's had some health trouble. He did a whole bunch of movies real quick, but that's probably it. He's
Yeah,
probably done.
yeah,
And 10 years down the road, the fact that you got to work with him is that's going to be even a
I
bigger.
know.
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
just
That
really,
was a
really,
big deal for
really
me.
cool.
I grew up in all, his movies and Die Hard movies and all that, like watching like all these series and different movies that I loved, and the Red movies and all the great that he like all these great movies that he did. And I'm just glad that I was part of the cast. Um, and then I started doing other, independent movies.
Well, I saw you in Two Sinners and a Mule. We had Chantel has been on the podcast, and
Yeah,
I love that movie. I thought you were
yeah,
really good
she's a
in that
great.
one.
That was my. I wanted to, test the water with that. That was
Yep.
one of my first visits to New Mexico,
Oh
and
yeah.
um, I also had great fun over there shooting. I had two movies in New Mexico, two
Oh
independent movies.
really? Were they
Yeah,
both Western types?
no, no, that was another one called Lost Soldier.
Oh okay.
And I played the psychiatrist, and it's basically I'm treating or our heroes that went to war overseas, and they come back with they get addicted and all that.
Yeah.
So it kind of like a kind of true story about our veterans, and I just loved this movie, and it felt like there's a great message in there that I needed to be part of. And the fact that I played the psychiatrist or the doctor, and I'm a doctor in real
Right.
life, and that kind of like hit me, and that was really great for me.
Was
And
that your first time getting to play a medical person on camera?
here, yeah, in US, yes,
That's
yes, in
awesome.
Hollywood, yeah. I played the different doctor roles in Arabic in Egypt in a lot of different TV series or movies, but in here that was my first. And it was really touchy for me because it's kind of like it taps into very the hardship and those our veterans that going through a lot.
Yeah.
They serve the country and help us a lot, and protect us and all that, and then we cannot just give up on them or leave them.
That's
So
right.
I felt like I love this story, and I'm glad that I'm playing the doctor that saves lives. And that was basically the movie, and that was my second movie in New Mexico. But you
Yeah,
know,
you've been so busy since you got over here, and you were so busy in Egypt. Is there a now that you've done both? Is what's the big difference in the kind of the cinema scene there and here?
Of course, Hollywood is Hollywood, man. You're like the master of cinema in the whole world. And it's just like, when you have a product that the whole world is looking for it, and it's like a product that everybody wants to buy it, versus like you have a product for certain customers that wants to buy in certain regions. So Egypt, they consider it as Hollywood of the Middle East.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
basic,
Well,
so
I've heard that before that it's got a pretty good film industry there.
yeah, over, I don't know, maybe over 150 years of cinema.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
impressive.
our film festival over there, Cairo Film Festival, is like one of the oldest in the region, probably. I don't know, maybe over 65 years or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. But it's been there for ages, and you know, Egyptian dialect is one of the most famous one. Is just because of the generation that grew up on the Egyptian television and Egyptian cinemas.
Yeah.
So that's why they call it Hollywood the Middle East. Is just because everybody in the region wants to watch and buy that product, which is the movies and series.
Right.
So that's why all the Arab nation there, over like 22 countries, they understand really well the Egyptian dialect, right? Because of they grew up on all these films and series. Um, so you have that region that really interested in those movies versus
Yeah.
like you have in Hollywood. Of course, you have doesn't matter where you come from, as long as it's American movie, everybody whites it. You got Europe, you got China, you got
That's
the
right. Yeah. Bring them in from all over. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's and of course like there's the huge budgets that here with the movies and the studio movies, just different
Right.
level. So I'm glad that I get to see two different worlds and
Hmm.
same industry but totally different experience. I get, I think I'm lucky to see both worlds, and
Does
I'm
it help you, like when you go back to Egypt? Does it help you that you've been working some in Hollywood, or does it matter?
it does,
Yeah.
it does. I'm just focusing here right now.
Yeah.
I think I have so much things that I still need to do just the same way I did it over there. I get the chance to, if I want to do movies here and then go back and do other movies in different language, just like everybody here in Hollywood. You see a lot of other American actors, they go to Europe and do
That's right.
different, American movies for that region. And you
Yeah.
got a lot of different names and legends that they've been doing this um, movies. Maybe they're not really famous here in Hollywood, but they're huge stars in Europe.
Right.
So, I'm glad I get the chance to do this. But for now, I'm focusing 100% here, because I have that goal that I want to make sure that everybody knows Mohamed Karim here.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that, I wanted to establish myself as a good actor, as a great actor. And in order to prove that, you need to have that continuity of working all the time and just proving yourself until you hit that project that it gets viral and everybody gets the chance to see it. So before you do that, you need to be persistent and work more and more and more. And I think within the past 7 years, 6 years, doing like 5 movies, I think um, it's not bad, but it's not what I really wish for. I wanted more. I want
Right.
bigger movies. I want big budget stuff. I want studios.
Well, I've seen you in a few things now. The talent's there.
Thank,
It's just a matter of, yeah. It just, and at some point somebody's going to recognize it, and you're going to be in something even bigger, and it'll take off
thank
that way.
you, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I don't think you're going to have too much trouble. You're a pretty talented actor, and it's impressive because you kind of got a late start.
Thank you. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, it just I think I'm glad that maybe that kind of give a little bit of hope for other people, other
yeah,
talents, whether from here, from abroad, that it's never too late. You need to just to focus and don't ever give up. Because I've been in this industry here in Hollywood for a lot of years, and I've seen a lot of people they couldn't continue, and it just feels sad that we have huge talent here in the U.S. and they just couldn't pursue the dream because they have family support. They need
right,
to have a career. They need to support themselves. They need to feed their kids and all that. And it just feels not fair to me when I see friends. It's like a wave here in Hollywood. They
yeah.
come over from different states. They try. They give it a shot for a few years. It didn't work. They go back or do something else, or they stay and do another total different field. And with
Well,
this,
that
and
happens more often than not.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, and it just it's very it's very sad, and I wish everybody get the chance because the amount of talent that I'm seeing that we're we're missing and we're letting go, it's just tremendous.
Yeah,
Uh,
I agree with that. There's um like it's really just a surplus of good actors,
yeah,
and because it's not a lack of talent. There's a lot of struggling actors that are super talented and they just haven't had their big break yet.
sure, I agree 100%. I agree 100%. And that's why you need to have that faith, sort of like persistence, and you just have, because it takes one good role, and it just
Yeah, it could turn like that.
yeah, yeah. You know what I love? I love watching YouTube about all these legends and big stars now in Hollywood, what they've been going through and what they were doing before and what their job back in the days and now what they're doing. I love this kind of, because it's just like an educational sort of, for me. It just
Yeah.
gave me a lot of idea about what, if they maybe can do it. And I just think that I have even more challenge than anybody else. It's just because um, I came from different world. I was like fish out of water, so I had to do maybe double effort in order to prove that. And I think I had a one role model, um, who's Omar Sharif back in the days, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Being,
A great actor.
yeah, yeah, being an Egyptian and came all the way to Hollywood, and but he made it big. He made it big.
He definitely made it
Yeah,
big.
yeah. So we always look up to him as like, our legend, and it was like a great role model. And maybe it was different era, maybe, but again, each one got his own story. He got lucky with the director. He was looking for someone um, like him, and he just booked the role and just changed his entire world,
Yeah.
with one role. So just
That's all it takes. That
yeah,
one good role.
yeah.
And it
And
doesn't even have to be a starring role. It could be a supporting role, but if it's a really good one, that could launch your career.
yeah, and that exactly what you just said, and that happened with big stars now. They did like one scene in the movie,
Yeah.
and everybody loved them in that scene, and it just their career took off.
Yeah.
So you don't know, you never know. Sometimes you turn down roles, and you don't know if it's not, and maybe that particular role that you
Right.
you want to turn
That's
down,
right.
it was like the lifesaver for another actor, and it just made his career. So you don't know. It's a crazy, one of the craziest career I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. It's you have to almost just be in love with the acting. I think because you got to go through so much to establish yourself, and most don't, so they just struggle the whole time. So you have to love what you're doing, or you'd be miserable.
You got that right, man. That's exactly the right line that I wanted to say is, if you don't love this job, man, don't come near,
Yeah,
because it will bite you.
that's right.
So you
So,
need to 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 really really fall in love with it, so you can bear with it, and you just every time it doesn't smile at your face, it's okay,
that's
right?
right. You try again tomorrow.
If you don't love it and she gave turn back, you're like, you're gonna start fighting with it, right?
That's right.
So just that process that you need to accept. And for me, as I said, it was like even double the effort, because I had to start from scratch again.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You basically had to establish yourself twice.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that was really brutal, let me tell you. Like that
Oh,
was,
I had to have to be.
yeah. I remember like, sometimes you get all these like funny moments. I
Yep.
remember walking into an audition room for a role, and when I walked in, there were like different people from the Middle East, and they recognized me when I walked into the room, and they're like, "What are you doing here?" Well, I'm auditioning too. It's like, no way. And then, you know, second thing you know, like, they're taking selfies and stuff and then posting on social media, hey, I'm doing audition just like Mohammed. We're together in this movie and all that.
Well, it's probably a big deal for them.
Yeah, yeah. And imagine like how embarrassing if you're not booking the role and somebody else. It's just like so weird, like it's
It is.
just like,
It's a very the situations that you get in trying to get jobs are just they're ridiculous.
yeah,
You
yeah.
you wouldn't. I don't think you have that in any other field.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Like who would, you know, who would be driving his car, having his own closet full of clothes in
Right.
his trunk, different type of clothes. You got the military, you got the doctor, you got the,
That's right.
every goddamn thing, and you're ready when you have an audition. You just jump in, and you straight up like you. Who does that? you know, we do because
You
it's
do.
crazy. It's crazy.
So your new one with Nicolas Cage is Gunslingers,
Yeah.
and I'm excited to talk about this. And we're so we can do at our studio. We've got enough room for about 20 people, and I've got all the boys. All the men in the family are coming over this Saturday.
Oh,
And
cool.
that's our movie night.
All
We
right.
try to pick something each month to watch, and yeah, so we're gonna have a crew out
Please,
there.
please let me know. Email me, contact me right after you guys watch, and let me know what you guys think.
Yeah, I will, and I'll try to take some pictures for you.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you. Please
yeah,
do that. Honestly, like after the script, when we finish shooting and the edit is done, and I watched the film in theater with people, I was like, that was really great because Hudo, the character that I'm playing in a film, he's one of the gunslingers, and everybody from in this film is hiding and escaping from his past. There is
yeah.
something behind each one of us. But the cool thing is we all live in that city, which we're protected. Even though we don't belong to here, but we feel like we have to protect each other. Gunslingers from all over the world, like we're just being in that city, united, solidarity, and we're trying to protect each other until Stephen Dorff coming to town and brought all the trouble with him.
That's right.
So we
That's right.
have just stand out and protect our friend and protect the city. And I think the great thing in this movie is the diversity, which is something for me was really great. You got the um, Hudo playing, and you got another Chinese character,
Yeah.
and you got like the African American, and you got all kind of different ethnicity in this film, which is something great that I think Brian Skiba and the film director and the producers, Lori Love, and which is a great actress, she did a great role, and also Randall Backhoff, he did a great role,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
And I think everybody was really super focused in the film to do something great. What I loved is the fact that I watched the film and I get a lot of um laughs and stuff
Yeah.
in the film that like I didn't really see that when I was reading the script, but I think the greatness in Brian as a director and the edit and all that, it just you will see what I mean when you watch the movie. I really hope you like it.
I
I
think I will. I watched the trailer and I was like, wow, I already like the trailer, so I'm
Yeah.
probably going. Well, and it's got Heather Graham's in it.
Yeah,
It's
love.
it's a loaded cast.
Yeah, yeah. I had an amazing time on set actually, chatting with them and having fun.
What's your role? Give us a little more background on your role.
So Hudo, he is one he's one of the gunslingers,
Yeah.
and he's been hiding. And every time someone walks into the city, he thinks that they're coming for him for revenge. So I get like these like 300-400 people like a passing coming into the town, and I walk into everybody to Nick and all the cast in the film. I'm like, you guys, they're coming after me right now. Like, no, man, chill. They're not coming after you. They're gonna kill us all. They're not coming for you. And so basically, when we know that shows you how people can stand up to each other and protect each other,
Yeah.
because everybody could have just like let go and just leave the city when the revenge moment come in. And he and the rest of the gunslingers, they thought, no, we're gonna fight until the end, and we see what's gonna happen. I don't want to burn all
That's
the
right. You don't
sea.
want to give too much away.
Yeah, I don't get too much, but we will. I think, yeah, it's a great movie, but I just love that era.
Me too.
Watching all these Western movies with my dad,
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Clint Eastwood, and watching all these movies.
What's your Eastwood Western? What's your favorite?
I'm not really good at names, but Unforgettable.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That one's terrific. That one and probably Outlaw Josie Wells. That's probably my
Yeah,
two favorites. But
yeah,
all his, they're so good.
yeah, yeah, and just little kids watching. And Western movies, they have a lot of fans all over the world. It's not just in the U.S.
It's kind
And
of been we've had a little resurgence in the
yeah,
last few years because we went a little while we didn't really have any westerns coming out, and now there's
yeah,
TV shows coming out and there's movies. I
I'm
love
glad it's back. I'm really
it. Me
glad it's
too.
back. And I just wanted to be part of this world because, as the rest of my movies that I wanted to do, not typecast and not to do sort of like the stereotype roles. This one definitely is not like a stereotype role for
Yeah, yeah.
me. And for me, that was like,
Did you have to do any training? Like you have to learn to shoot a gun or do
oh,
any
million
training for it?
percent, million percent. We had to do a lot of training, and we had to work on the costume, and because you will see a lot of shooting in the movie, and horse riding, and different kind of like weapons. And so I think we had really professional people doing that as well, making sure everything is safe. And I wanted really to have that experience. And I was really extremely happy when I saw the article from Esquire
Yep.
that says Hollywood first Arab cowboy. And I'm like, that kind of hit me, you know?
I like that.
Yeah. And I'm
You
like,
should just make a T-shirt of that.
you know what? Maybe. That's a great idea. I'm
I
gonna
was
make.
first.
Did you say I was first?
Yeah, I was first.
I was first. Yeah. I like it. I like it. I think I'm gonna do something like that. Maybe. Yeah, walking down the Beverly Hills and
That's right.
I think I am yeah, that was one of my great movies that I'm really glad that I had the chance to be part of, playing Western. And it's just like one of those boxes that I wanted to check, and I did. And I'm looking forward to do what's my next step is.
Is the movie's out now, right? So we can watch that on any of the
You
on-demand
have
services.
Amazon, Apple,
Yeah.
and on selected theaters too.
Oh, guys, that's great.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Well, yeah,
yeah.
I'll have to look.
Extra
I didn't
home
even
this
look.
weekend.
Yeah, I guess we don't need to. We're gonna do it here at the studio, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Did
yeah.
the humor of it did that make you want to try doing more comedy?
You damn right. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Because you will never know until it happens, and until you feel like that great feedback from audience. And I think that kind of like opened my appetite to do more comedy, because of that humor. I just loved it, and making audience love something and laugh about it, that's like the hardest thing ever, you
Yeah.
know?
Oh yeah, there's a rhythm to it. It's kind of like music. You
Yeah,
gotta if you're out of rhythm or you
yeah.
don't it doesn't hit at the right time, you're a little off. It's not
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, exactly, exactly. So it was like that thin line,
Yeah.
and I think I want to do more comedy.
Yeah.
I just
You
love.
should.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
I love it. It just trying to see what would it be, because you want to, because right now. I think the best thing is to do sort of like mix up, like our movie. It's not a comedy at all,
Right.
but it's pretty cool to have some those moments, which makes like from the intensity, from shooting and like the chasing and all that. All of a sudden, boom, something funny
Well,
happens.
it gives the audience a little chance to
Yes,
catch their breath, and
yeah,
it
yeah.
breaks the stress a little bit.
Yeah, for sure, for
Yeah.
sure. And I kind of like this type of comedy a little bit more, having not just like from A to Z, it's all comedy movie. But even though these ones I'm a big fan as well. But I like to have that sort of like mix of genres, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah,
Yeah, I do too. I love movies that kind of cross genres like that.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
fun.
Yeah. First of all, you make sure you 100% know that it's just gonna hit different audience, right? It's not gonna be like because some people don't like just rom-com. Some people like just action, you know what I mean? So if you have both, I think it worked. And there are a lot of proof of concept for those like really great hits and in Hollywood having like an action movie with comedy sense into it, like the bodyguard, the
Oh
hitman body
yeah.
and like the Deadpool and all that. I think that kind of like really got the attention of audience worldwide, and they loved it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Well, Mohammed, thank you for taking a little bit of time with us today. I'm such a fan of yours, and
Yeah.
but before I wrap up, though, I got to at least mention you were one of the hosts for the Egyptian Voice.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
actually, yeah. The whole Middle East region, it covers 22 Arab countries. I was glad that I was doing
amazing.
this, and
I
it
love that show is all over the world.
yeah,
Just different
yeah.
versions of it. I love
and
that.
and it gives hope for a lot of people, which I'm really excited to be part of something that gives hope because it doesn't depend on your looks or just depend on one thing. It's people, the judges are sitting backwards. If your voice is great, they will turn. And the host was the cool thing about it is he's being the friend for everybody. He
Right.
doesn't get to choose and make people mad at him.
You don't have anybody upset with you.
No, no, definitely not. And I had a great experience. The fact that it covers the whole entire region, that was pretty
Yeah.
cool thing, which because we don't have one, the voice for Egypt or the voice for Saudi Arabia or the voice for, Lebanon, or it's just like one voice, and I get to have contestants from all over the region.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty big.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think maybe the Latin voice is almost the same. I think from different part of Latin America, they
Yeah,
have another voice like that. But that proof of concept was really great. I just had an amazing time. But I just thought, I need to pursue my Hollywood dream. That's why I
that's
had
right.
to.
You check that box. It's time to move
Yeah,
on.
I had to drop it and just come over here and do what I love, which I remember really well back then. They're like everybody thought I'm crazy. What are you doing, man? You're successful. You're doing, movies and you hosting one of the big shows and all that. And I was like, no, I'm crazy and I'm gonna continue doing that. I want to
That's
do something
right.
that I love.
Good for you. Well, Mohammed, before I let you go, and thank you so much. You got to come back. We got to do this again at
I
some point.
have to. I
You
swear to
have
God,
to.
I'll
And
take
if
you up
you
for
do
it.
ever come through West Virginia, holler at me.
What's the good food over there? What's like the most
Well,
famous?
it's a little silly because here it's more comfort food.
Ooh,
So you get a lot of mashed potatoes and gravy and fried chicken and that type of stuff. But the actual like West
I'm coming this
Virginia,
weekend watching with you
come
guys.
on, we'll watch it and we'll cook the West Virginia food though.
Yeah,
If you ask what's our food, it's
yeah.
pepperoni roll. If you can believe,
Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's the only thing I cannot eat.
yeah. Well, we won't feed
I
you
eat
those.
everything except pepperoni. Michael.
Well, Mohammed, anything else that you're working on that we can kind of keep an eye out for?
I
Gunslingers is
have
out now. Everybody should definitely watch that one. But anything else you have coming?
I have a couple movies in the works right now. I think maybe I might get back to Kentucky to shoot another feature
Oh,
film. But it's not.
that's in my neck of the woods. You'll have to let me know.
Sure, for sure. Would love to have
Yeah,
you come and visit us on set for
yeah.
sure. But that's another. It's an action movie, but it's not Western. So that probably maybe this summer, I hope. I have another feature film that I'm trying to bring production to be shot in Egypt, which is a cool thing,
That
you
is a
know.
cool thing.
Yeah, so I'm happy to show everybody here the beautiful cities over there, and just help to do production more and more and more over there, man.
That's
So
great.
hopefully these two movies work 2025. I hope so. We might go to Cannes Film Festival for screening of Gunslingers. So I'm not sure yet, but if that's gonna happen, it will be cool. But yeah, man, hopefully people like my movie and enjoy it. I really hope you enjoy it this weekend with your folks. And
Oh, I know I will. It's gonna be great.
thank you so much, Michael. Really, really appreciate it, your interview, man. I had a great time.
Well, I'm so glad. Last thing though, before you go, where can we find you on social media?
Oh, so my Instagram, MK
Mhm.
underscore Mohamed Karim verified.
Yeah, it
Twitter,
came right up for me when I put it in.
yeah, and Facebook, Mo Karim official. And on Twitter, oh, X
I
now,
know. I still say Twitter too.
yeah, Mo Kareem Star. I'm mostly active on Instagram, so MK underscore Muhammad Kareem is the right one that you
Yeah,
can.
I saw you've got active. You've got like 3 million followers on there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's a little more than active.
But you will love a lot of posts in there. You will see different parts of the world in there. You'll
Yeah,
see my premieres for our American movies in different countries in the world. So that's
that is
pretty.
pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's great. Well, Mohammed, thank you so much. Open invitation. When you're ready, just holler. We'll do it again.
I will for sure take you out for it. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. Hold on 1 second, maybe. Here we go. I'm going to undersell it. Mohammed is a beast in Egypt. Huge over there. I wasn't kidding. I mean, he's got 3 million followers on Instagram. He's I'm definitely underselling how big he is in Egypt. And I think he's going to do just as well here. He's just getting started, and he's already worked with some really big people. The new one, Gunslingers, Nicolas Cage, Heather Graham, Stephen Dorff, and a lot of other people that you'll recognize. It's out now. Came out a couple weeks ago. Make sure if you get the chance to watch that one. I think you'll really enjoy it. I wanted to mention that I was chuckling to myself. Those who watch the show know I've been dealing with I found out I've got Parkinson's, and I'm learning how to deal with that. But I took my I was a little late taking my medicine before I came on the interview. And what happens is I don't really everybody that has Parkinson's is a little different. Most people have shakes. I don't do a lot of shaking. I twitch. I can do a little twitch. So to prevent that, I could feel it wanting to do that. I tend to, I'm a leaning forward. I'm leaning back. I lean forward. I'm moving around a lot. So it amused me because I felt myself doing that at the beginning of the interview. Eventually, the medicine kicked in, and I kind of calmed my butt down. But if you notice that's what you're like, what's that guy doing? He's in, he's out, he's all over the place. But that's what's going on. Mohammed was terrific. If you're new to us, if you're finding us for the first time, thank you for being here. I hope you'll come back. I'd love to have your support. It's easy to do. It's free. We don't ask for any money. Our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. Please subscribe. That's all we ask. It doesn't cost you anything. It really helps us out. Our website is meistercon.com. You can find today I put out episode 957. We're hoping to hit episode 1000 this June or July. So it's coming fast, and that's a big milestone for a little father and son podcast in a small town in West Virginia. We've been doing it about 6.5 years. That's a lot of episodes. So keep an eye out for that, please. Meistercon.com. You can find out if we're doing anything in studio, like watching Gunslingers, if we're going on location, if we're covering a convention, anything we have going on, be on the website, Meistercon.com. And when you're there, send us a note. Tell us who you'd like to see on the show. I'll see what I can do. Thank you guys so much. Until next time. Bye, everybody.